What is your leadership versatility? Ooh-wee. What's your leadership versatility? Because it's not going to always be like we want it to be, you all, and we have to remain versatile, agile, flexible, able to adapt in the midst of the storm. I'm going to say that again. You got to be ready to adapt in the midst of storms. They're coming your way. We in them right now. You might can't even see it, but I feel it, I see it, and I'm sure there are many people who will agree to that testament right there. So when you think about your leadership versatility, first off, you got to think about dependability. Showing up all the time, showing up when you're supposed to be there, ensuring that your people trust you. And remember, we talk about leaders as well as teachers. So teachers, we don't count you out of that leadership. In fact, we include you in that. But you got to be dependable, worthy, trustworthy to do what you say you're going to do. Be where you say you're going to be. Dependability is the same thing as consistency. Showing up over and over again, putting in the work, not backing down, not giving up, and being honest and true in all that you do as far as when you're moving things forward. So you got to be dependable. Dependability, that's priority. And I'm gonna give you an acronym for this. You know, you heard of the NCAA? This is the DCAA, okay? This is the DCAA about your leadership versatility. The D, dependability, and then you got your C there. And your C is your comfortability. Comfortability with uncomfortability, though. Comfortability with uncomfortability, sure to come your way. I'm gonna say that again because, again, you got to be able to have courageous conversations. You got to be able to commit to collaboration over and over again. Sometimes that can be uncomfortable, but you got to become comfortable with uncomfortability. I can't make this up. So DCAA, dependability, comfortability, and that's comfortability with being uncomfortable, right? So, and then you got to go to adaptability, being able to flex and change, being able to work with new teachers, being able to work in new environments, being able to adjust when the test scores don't come out the way that you think they're supposed to be. Because remember, each year we moving toward a different target. So you got to be adaptable. Everything that you used last year, it might not work this year. Some of the things might work, but everything might not work. And you have to be adaptable. When you get that constructive feedback, what are you going to do to adapt to make sure that you're getting better, to ensure that you're not just taking it in a negative way, but you're using it for positive empowerment, for upliftment, for betterment of the craft, for you being able to dive deeper into your pedagogy. Woo-wee! DCAA, dependability, comfortability, adaptability, and then attackability. And I'm going to hit you with two perspectives here because you got to, number one, attack the issues at hand with a sense of urgency. With a sense of urgency. Of course, if you know that small grouping and having flexible stations, you got to ensure that you're putting in those professional development pieces that's going to align with allowing those things to take place. So you got to make sure that you're attacking those issues. And then attackability on the other side of that, as a leader, you have to be prepared for attacks. No leader has gone without persecution. Going back to every leader that has ever been in leadership, you're going to face persecution. So you have to have attackability in that you're not going to allow that to set you back. You're going to continue to move forward, continue to push forward, and you're not going to allow the vision to shift. You're not going to allow the vision to shift just because I have to make pivots, just because I have to make an adaptation. I have to change something, or it did not work out the way that I expected it to work out. I still got to have that attackability. Yeah, I coined it. I made it up. I did. But again, you got to have that DCAA, dependability, comfortability with the uncomfortable, adaptability, and attackability. And when you have those four things, it's going to give you the ability to have versatility in your leadership. Ooh, we on fire today, you all.